between I Must Feed and ReGen Ghost. XDGI hosts, or the Zul'jin Distillery Invitational, I should say, hosts a tournament about once every, well, I think perhaps even twice a year between seasons, just to keep teams rolling around and keep their skills up in between. So coming out first, we have a ban out of ReGen Ghost onto Falstad. We're at Battlefield of Eternity, so the globals, perhaps you could catch soak, clear camps, then fly in to either defend or attack at the Immortal with speed. The following ban coming out of I Must Feed is Cassia. Cassia has been popular lately, does just a ton of damage, and trades really efficiently into other AAs thanks to her blind. Despite the repeated nerfs to Surge of Light, she continues to be a nuisance. Sylvanas ban comes out next on the side of ReGen Ghost, who, if you can win the Immortal, absolutely just turns it into a powerhouse. Really will allow you to snowball it. And the final ban of the evening, or for the first phase, is Gazlo, who's just been generally strong. And a Snap Pick Greymane comes out of ReGen Ghost, going ahead and taking one of the strongest race heroes in the game. I Must Feed counters by taking Vala, the other predominant strong race hero in the game. But they also take an Imperius with it, who typically you would put in this top lane, solo lane. And, it's a tough matchup. No one really beats Imperius head-to-head if they got to fight him. They sort of have to macro around him. But I have also seen people running Imperius in the 4-man, so we'll just have to see how that plays out. The next picks out of ReGen Ghost are Rhaegar and Artanis. Rhaegar being a nice dive assisting healer, and Artanis being a strong racer, also an auto attack. So that Rhaegar could very easily be a Bloodlust Rhaegar. Diablo ban comes out on the side of I Must Feed. They're trying to neuter the nasty dive comp that Ghost is putting together. They don't want Diablo to be able to initiate with Greymane and Artanis bloodlusted behind him. The ban coming out of ReGen Ghost, which will actually be the final ban of the game, is going to be Brightwing, who has been strong and been picked up a lot more lately. Received some slight nerfs to Hyper Shift, taking that max HP from 10% to 8%, but Brightwing's still fantastic. Anti-dive with the Polymorph, and then even Emerald Wind at 10. And that's some great counter engage pickups. Uther and Zul. Zul, gosh, I really still can't tell who's going to be the solo lane, because Zul is also a 4-man, can be a 4-man tank, especially if you're providing him armor, like Uther will be. He can sort of stand up there in the front line and just cleave his way to victory. So, Uther's got strong counter engage. Zul's going to be laying down CC as well. Ghost opts for a Mei and a Lunara to round out their composition. Mei just providing general, solid CC at range where needed, and Lunara being able to sort of dance around the outside of the fight, which I really like, because you've already got enough dive, enough going in. You don't want to pile every single person on your team into that, or you can just get cleaved down. The final pick coming out for our for I Must Feed, this would be Lulu's pick, is a Stukov. So it will be double support. It will be double support. Now I'm going to take a quick tune in the stream, make sure everything is good. Let us see. Welcome, Wind Up Bird. It is Gamer Missile Much. Okay, the delay is good. All solid. I will get you guys some in-game sound when we get loaded into the game. Alright, so I think it's pretty laid out how this is going to well, at least what Ghost is trying to do is jump on that Vala, that squishy target in the back. And but they've got double support behind it, and they've got a ton of counter engage on the side of I Must Feed, so they're going to have to be very careful when they do that, picking their moments to strike. We'll just have to see how this plays out. I kind of like both compositions. I definitely think it was good drafting, draft changes, draft audibles. That was interesting to see. So, let me get some sound. That might be too much. Yeah, we'll have to play with volume. Alright, now let's see if I remember hotkeys. There we go, that's our zoom out. And so, on the side of ReGen Ghost, we've got Mongoose on the gray main. We've got Taco playing Mei, Andrew on Rhaegar, Dubsy on Lunara, and Arrow in the top lane on Artanis. And on the side of I Must Feed, we have TRSG Kingle playing Imperius in the 4-man, Bagully on the Uther in the 4-man, Lulu on Stukov, and Listerfiend on Vala. And in the top lane, the solo lane, we have Sudden Bears on Zul. Really playing the mascot tonight. So, it's just a little bit of tapping around in bot lane, scouting some bushes. Nothing crazy going to happen yet. Mei coming out with the W to clear wave. One of the nice things she brings to the table. Oh, a little bit of a miss spear by Kingle, but it's all good. You miss every spear you don't try. Mongoose getting poked down by the Vala and a Stukov slow, and he'll go to about 1/4 health. Meanwhile, in the top lane, pretty neutral so far. So, back down in the bot lane. Looks like Mongoose still a little poked out, but they've got plenty of ability with Lunar. Oh, and an engage from Kingle. Follow-up stun. Stukov. I thought that pustule hit. I suppose it didn't. Ooh, and a double spear coming back out from Kingle, right back off cooldown. Taco getting a good zoning Blizzard to come out, probably save somebody's life there. But Mongoose is down low, gonna have to tap. Taco using trait to heal back up. Got a tap coming out on Gully and Kingle as well. So, all said and done, a little bit of a reset. Of course, Rhaegar is low, and Stukov's not going to let him recall there. And by low, I mean low on mana. Checking back in on top lane. Both people at about 2/3 health. Artanis sort of winning this overall in a health bar sense, but, I mean, no one's really losing this lane. Everybody's getting the soak. Rhaegar did manage to recall. Andrew is headed back to lane now. Got a little bit more poke coming in. Another Blizzard down on the wave. Ooh, and a spear comes out onto the Mei, and a follow-up stun. The Unstoppable used, and I think that caused Stukov's pustule perhaps to not apply. I don't know if that's how that works or not. And we've got another good engaged spear. Ooh, this time the silence pops Mei out of her slide. And it looks like I Must Feed is going to take the bot camp here. There's not going to be the ability to re-engage on Ghost's behalf. Arrow has taken this and is just waiting on the proper timing to get out the Bruiser camp. Meanwhile, Bruiser camp has not been taking on the side of I Must Feed. So they are ahead in that sense. They'll be able to respond directly to the Immortals. Let's see if they opt instead to maybe get a pick on the bot lane. Lulu getting CC'd, getting a little low, slowed. Gully swapped, and that should give them a clean clear on bot lane. But now top camp is out on the side of I Must Feed, and there's there's experience in top lane hitting the wall. But in the meantime, they catch Imperius. Ghost catches Imperius. I'm assuming with a bush gank. I missed the very initial impact of that, but plenty of CC comes out to him to get him down. Get him taken out. He didn't have the rest of his team around him for the counter engage. And that's going to be halftime with very little damage on the side of ReGen Ghost's Immortal. So they're going into halftime looking good. They're clearing top lane. They've got that camp taken care of. We've got 3, 4, 5 people on the Immortal, so a little bit of catch-up time, but with Lunara and Greymane and Rhaegar burning this Immortal. Still goes over, but, you know, they were more ahead. So, racing faster actually is I Must Feed. Now, a triple stun comes out from Mei there. Got a silence in the back lines, kind of forcing Ghost to go down, but they're going to find Imperius again. I Must Feed getting split around our barrier here in the team fight. Immortal now crashing down on top fort. A lone Stukov here to shoot spikes at it. Uther's coming to reinforce. Meanwhile, Artanis and Zul are cleaning up bot lane. They're just catching wall for now. Vala has arrived, put out some damage. Greymane going on the aggressive, trying to poke her away, keep her from getting that in. Taking a few tower shots. And now here comes the spear from Imperius. Missed, but he gets booted out by Immortal. Kind of nice. Big silence comes down on the Mongoose and Taco. They get chunked by the Vala follow-up. But the fort goes down regardless. This will just die on wall. Looks like Ghost is setting up to take Impaler Camp as soon as they can. I still remember old Impaler Camp too when they did nothing. I'm so happy these things got buffed. Looking for a gank perhaps though as I Must Feed with Kingle coming down. Perhaps going to find the flank on Arrow here on the Artanis. Swap comes out, perhaps giving him armor. I should probably have talents up on. A lot of stuns come out on Arrow though, and there's just no getting out of there for him. Counter engage onto the Uther though, walked into towers and got stunned. And that'll be his life. Zul now low. Rhaegar trying to follow him up, but getting poked out. You've got Uther throwing heals to his team. That's going to make that a little difficult. They wisely called the dogs off before diving into Fort Wall to try and secure that kill on Zul Jin. In the meantime, Impaler Camp pushing up alongside a Catapult. Zul's going to go up there, clean that up, I'm sure. So a little bit more poke. There is a bot camp up. Ghost making the move to take it now. Kinkle comes down. He's going to spot this out on the Imperius. But here comes the rest of his team. I don't know if he's going to try and go in on that. He does not, especially with Artanis coming in from the flank. But there's a good spear. Gets a double stun. Kind of interrupts it. And Vala just poking away at Arrow that whole time. Just plink, 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 plink. It adds up, and he goes down to the counter engage from Uther. Uther now in trouble himself, but he's going to get away. Vala low, Mei low, but this is a 4v4 because, remember, Artanis was down on the 5v4. So, still an even push. Camp did go over, now pecking away at wall. Kingle kind of comes back in, but he's very low on mana. A little bit more poke. We've got Rhaegar going back because, of course, he needs mana for this Immortal phase. And it looks like not trying to pick up Bruiser Camp and ooh, big spear from Kingle coming out. Nobody quite there yet to help him out, but that lets him fight on his own. Rough stun right there, stun circle, zoned Arrow out. He's going to go down for it. Silence coming out, big silence in the choke point. And I Must Feed gets a kill and perhaps earns the right to start damaging the Immortal here. Behind a chunk. Just a chunk. They'll make that up quickly. They're leaving Vala back on it and staging a 4-man defense. Greymane going bot, kind of clearing up, getting a little soak, getting 10. So 10s are up now for everybody. Let's see how they use them. I would think here, if you're Ghost, you want to fight on top of your own Immortal, right? Because they're ahead. You've got pressure in your favor. If they'll take the fight, you've got to take it under Immortal. It's the best you're going to get. Swap comes out onto Vala, directly into the backline from Arrow. Greymane's on top of her. Taco trying to get to her. Lunara ends up bringing her down. Zul trying to cleave, but it's not going to be enough. Mongoose takes him down on the Greymane. The rest of I Must Feed running away. Imperius spears over the wall. It might save his life, but he's got to get a long way. He might have heals. Got the double healer here. They're getting ran down. No swap from Arrow. But Gully very low. I think all the stuns or the heals have been spent. So Uther goes down. But, hey, he got Kingle out. He got Kingle out. That's a healer doing what a healer should right there. His life for all. Okay, so now we've got a 2-man defense. Artanis and Mei. And we've got 4 members from I Must Feed perhaps coming into this. Although Kingle seems to want to take the fight under his own Immortal. Goes in, 3v1. In the meantime, you've got the rest of I Must Feed trying to burn the Immortal. It does not quite happen, though. However, they are going to find the May here. So, objective, second objective, goes over to Ghost as well, at the cost of a member, and I Must Feed looking for more. They're rotating hard, but, you know, Ghost has a fort to fall back on here. So a 5v4. Let's see what Ghost is able to do with it. No shield. No shield. It was close. Big swap onto the Imperius into the back line. Puts Arrow up front. Kind of just made all that awkward. A couple of ults got blown there. Big stun onto the back line. Nice counter engage by Imperius, keeping that from being disaster. And stuns just pop out on Arrow. Divine Storm, Poison Nova, and he's going to go down. Did not quite get the fort either. Mongoose rotating to the top, along with Dubsy. And you got Taco up here, and I think Zool must have slipped past to try and take this Bruiser camp. And I believe Andrew thinks they're going here. I don't know that Ghost knows this is happening, or perhaps the call came out to just take this while they're preoccupied. But Gully might have sniffed it out, might just be getting soak. How much longer is it going to take you there, Rhaegar? You're in a dangerous position, my friend. Ooh, the Imperious Spear over the wall? No. All right. Rhaegar sneaks a camp, gets out of there. Meanwhile, Bruiser camp cleaned up. Rest of Ghost has resurrected, and they have top camp walking in. Zool opting to clear first before taking Bruiser camp. So we've got a 5v4 power play in bottom on a half-health fort. Still have their tap up, I Must Feed does, but we've got an Impaler camp to support here. Ice Wall comes out, dividing the Imperius off. Swap just misses. Blizzard zones. There's the Bloodlust. They're going in hard. Greymane trying to burn the fort down. Gets it. And now the fight can begin in earnest. And Bagully already low, deep in the lines of Ghost. Goes down quickly. Taco trying to find some stuns on somebody. Big swap comes out on the Kingle. He goes down. Vala, in the meantime, just plinking away, trying to find some damage somewhere. And while you've got a lot of members low, they're all low equally. Nobody goes down on the side of ReGen Ghost, and that's a 3 for none. And a push on to keep wall. But Immortals are up, and the right call is to go back and burn. So that is exactly what Ghost is going to do. I just realized I need to change overlay to match overlay. Here we go. Here we go, guys. Alright, at least it wasn't a black screen. Okay. So, halftime goes on over to ReGen Ghost. Bruiser camp had been started, but I Must Feed realizing they've got to get here in a hurry if they're going to prevent this objective from going over. So, a 5-man defense coming in from I Must Feed. They've kind of got the team split, doing this U formation that you do when you're trying to siege Immortal, trying to find some gap in the defense. You've got 2 heavies up top, perhaps looking for a way around. Taco poking at the Immortal with a Blizzard. This is a 4 now because Vala's burning away. Seeing there's the opportunity, and here comes the team. There's the Bloodlust. Andrew in the back line. Big engage comes out onto the Imperius, but now Greymane is alone, gets stunned by Immortal, and eats about 14 more. Big Blizzard. I think that might have been a 5-man stun, but it's not going to save him. And Lunar just low in the back line, eats a Poison Nova, dies to the dot damage. The further engage, Arrow trying desperately to get the last few hits, but an Imperious Spear is going to ensure that that does not happen. So they've saved it for now. Andrew going B, 2 Katas in top, Kata in bottom, big waves, so pressure on keep walls, but they still have their walls. Uther playing point defense over here. Rhaegar may try to break for it, but looks like he's going to. But the stun, and oh, he dodged the other one. Can he do this? 909, 851, 542. Oh my god, he does! Wow. I don't think Andrew's getting away. Perhaps travel form? Travel form? Ooh. Ooh. And he does. Big play from Andrew on the Rhaegar there. Mongoose getting in a little deep, trying to protect his buddy. Uh-oh, Vala's in a bad spot. Gets swapped even further back. She's not going to be able to get out of here. Taco holding down the front line. Meanwhile, the Immortal's just stomping down bot lane. Kingle completely out of mana now. Can't counter-engage even if he wanted to. Zul mounted up, swap, misses. Was good. Slow by the Stukov. Prevented him from being able to get into range there. A little bit of poke comes out, so it's going to be a 4v5 defense on an Immortal that's taking quite a bit of damage. Into a non-walled keep. And there's the Bloodlust. They want to secure this keep for certain, and they should. Follows up in 5. The question is, do they go further? They're trying. Stukov is low. This big root comes out. Divine Storm. Vala's up, following up all those stuns. Silence. Arrow goes down. Big stun comes out of the Immortal, though, creating a sort of ability to counter-engage, and now Zul's in trouble, getting dove on by the Mei. Big counter-engage by Kingle, though, and he's going to take down Rhaegar with it. Shield is still up on core. Ghost has got to try to get out of here, but they've already lost 2 members. Mongoose, dangerously low. Good ice wall. Taco may get out of here, but there's the root. Kingle able to chase down the Greymane, but Lunara poked him back and took his life, so that's a 1-for-1. We're 4v2 here. No cooldown for Zul'Jin's W. And Taco makes it out alive. Taco makes it out alive. Quite a bit of push up top. You know, levels are dead even, just about. Looks like it's going to be a bot camp here. Because, I mean, you've got to get pressure off this lane at this point. Regardless of what XP says or what kills say, which are dead, even in favor 1 for I Must Feed, you know, your structures are down and theirs aren't. So you've got to be able to buy yourself time here. Get push where you can. It would be nice to take this for it so you at least had some cata pressure, or you've got to find, you know, an avenue to a win. Should you win a big 5-0 wipe later in the game, you know, if you don't have a fort down yet, you can't end. Now Ghost does show up to prevent this from going any further, but they managed to grab wall before Immortal spawns. And they're getting out there, Bruiser Camp. Meanwhile, you've got Bruiser Camp marching for Ghost with Kata support in bot lane. Is this going to be an invade? I've got to think Ghost knows where they are. There's only so many places you can really be. I'm not sure I recommend taking a fight here when you don't have to, though. So close to their structures. Big stun comes out, though, but Gully does get his ult off, so that was huge. Oh my gosh, this is just carnage. This is like just group stun, group stun, group stun. But the Stukov heal there, keeping all of them up. Vala goes down to Arrow in the meantime. Stukov getting poked down by the Lunara, but Zul and Imperius are just full health bars this whole time. And there's the spear that's going to secure the kill on Mongoose. Lunara getting some poke damage down on the Immortal, but in the meantime, they've got to clear this, so this is a 1v1 for now. Not a 1v1 you really... I mean, you get speared as Lunara at half health, you're dead, but, you know, agility's on your side there. She's going to clear top, which she ought to do. You don't have any of your burn left alive, though, for I Must Feed. You know, your Vala's down. Stukov's not terrible. Imperius is bad burn. It is not much. And when I say Stukov's not bad, I mean for his role. Certainly, I'm sure he's in the bottom half of Champions. Uther coming now. He's not going to add too much burn to the Immortal either. Zul clearing waves in bottom, perhaps looking for a 20 spike ahead of ReGen Ghost, which there is a window for now. Looks like they're going to get halftime, but all the members of Ghost are up, so they should be able to stage a defense of Immortal Burn here. And that's a favorable spawn location for Ghost. They were all there already. And they're posting up like they should do. I mean, they win with map pressure, but then when you see Zul out in the lane, you say, okay, do we go in? You look for a swap, you know, but he's right here. He's ready to roll. Now, the one thing that I Must Feed does have going for them in the long run is they will likely hit 21st. I don't know how much passive XP actually does from having those keeps and forts. Getting some poke out, Ice Wall, divides the team, but misses the stasis. Does the swap come out? Just misses on the Imperius. May taking a huge chunk of damage on the counter engage. Silence poisoned up. You got Zul in the backline getting people very low. Meanwhile, Divine Storm comes out on the Arrow, who's deep in their backline. Zul fell. Arrow fell. Imperious, this is a 4v4. Both solo laners out of the fight. Big Spear comes out onto Greymane. He's going to go down. And I Must Feed looking very healthy. And this is going to come out for them. Big Spear onto the Rhaegar. Silence comes out. Is Andrew going to make it out of this one? Good peel by May there. That's going to keep him alive. All right, so you've got a 3v4 defending, but you also have a fort in favor, and you've got Caddis pushing in bot lane. So, you know, you desperately, you need structure damage. You need buildings here. And you've got a late game Immortal with a big old shield. So certainly this is fort. The question is, can I Must Feed make it more than that? Imperius coming up to reinforce while Stukov deals with the push in bot lane. And, you know, Ghost is trying to poke and peck away, but certainly if you stagger a death here, that is the one thing you absolutely do not want to do. And the rest of members of Ghost are up now. Stukov coming to join the team. Zul is in bot lane, so this is a 4v5 now. So what's the call? The call seems to be to take bot fort while they're preoccupied with Immortal, but they are burning it quickly. So, are you guys going to have time to do this? Probably. Probably. Zul bringing along a minion wave. Yeah, this is going to go down easy. Ghost is on the way, but Ghost may just pick up their bruiser. They're thinking about it. Yep. That gives bot lane to I Must Feed, or bot camp, I should say. Alright, and they're going to stay as 5. No one's splitting off top. That bruiser camp will handle that D-push. And I Must Feed rotating away. Their bruiser camp has just come up. They may just try to make the circuit hit this, then hit up there. But Imperius is looking for the flank. In his defense, they've been winning team fights. They don't know he's there. This is dangerous. This is dangerous. This is dangerous. Ooh, the spear comes out. The stun on a different target. A huge Divine Storm. May trying desperately to save people's lives, and probably did. Arrow, though, walking back towards him. Ooh, and he's going to go down. I think he got zoned by the silence, and walking through that silence was death as well. Sometimes you get in those situations. So, a 5v4 defense on Keep Wall. What? It's really a 4v3, I should say. Big Spear comes out, cleanse onto him. He's fine. And you've got no minions, because Camp and Katas just pushing away at your lane, so you can't really get much done there. However, Immortal is coming up, and halftime, if they're on top of it, I Must Feed can burn this thing down before Lunara even spawns. Perhaps. They get that bruiser out. Looks like Ghost may be going for top camp. I think they're afraid that I Must Feed might be coming that way. Once they see this damage on the Immortal, though, they'll know. So now Lunara's up. Artanis coming up soon. And that's halftime. I think the Shaman's going to lose this fight. But it doesn't matter. I Must Feed's coming up here to clear it. If they can keep that Shaman alive, that's big. Because he'll keep spawning in dogs. Meanwhile, you've got Ghost setting up for an engage. Ice Wall doesn't catch quite anyone. It's a hard ability to land. Very telegraphed. Ooh, big spear onto the Greymane. Follow-up stun from Vala. Here comes the root. Cleanse used. Big Divine Storm still looking for him in the backline, but Vala's burning Immortal. He's going to go down anyway to Kingle. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Artanis just beat Zul to death and won the 1v1. Big swap to separate your peel from your backline. Blind comes out. That's a dead Vala. Poison out onto the Stukov. The heal to counteract it. Ooh, the swap almost connects. Lunara might be able to clean this up anyways. Got the slow. I don't know Stukov's cooldowns. Taps there. There's the heal. Stukov's going to make it. Uther, however, does not. In the top lane, this keep is going to go down. So, I mean, I know they're going for end, and likely it looks like this should be end for Ghost, but you've got 20 seconds on Zool. Let's see what they can do. They've got good burn, and there's a big swap on Stukov. He's got some swipes, though. He's stalling out well, doing some good distracting. Blind onto the Stukov, arrow tanking. But Lunara just burning this down. Zool is up now, but it's going to be too little too late. Ice wall. And that is game one in favor of ReGen Ghost. Let me get panned back over. We can look at some stats. How about we look at some stats? And perhaps I'll even look up the hotkey to pull talents up. I'm sure somebody in chat has asked for that by now. Well, maybe I won't look at stats, y'all. Is this a known bug? Is this something that just happens to me? Well, as you can see, no one played any heroes, and there was no activity whatsoever. That might have been, you know, just an inception moment, everyone. I'm glad we were all here to witness that. Let me flip back over, and I'll play some music for you guys in the meantime, checking on the stream. Okay, there we go. Nope, not that one. the draft phase this time. All right. So, game number 2 is going to be played on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Tomb of the Spider Queen. Now, this was I Must Feed's choice. So, let's see what they have planned. What the plan of attack is this game. They had a ton of CC last game, and it did them good in some team fights. Unfortunately, the pressure just it built up too much before the end of the game that they were just, anytime that they got those big wins in those fights, there just wasn't opportunity. The map denied them the opportunity to capitalize on it. First ban's going to be Anduin out of ReGen Ghost, and that's followed by a ban on Brightwing on the side of I Must Feed. And they banned Brightwing before, took it as a third ban last time, and, you know, sort of presumably to counter the dive. Or was it Ghost that banned it last? I believe that was Ghost had last ban on Brightwing. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. KT being second ban. Coming out from ReGen Ghost. Taking out that AoE. He certainly is wave clear king on this map. Final ban of the first phase coming out from I Must Feed. Would it be Gazlo? Will it be Cassia? That was their first 2 bans last game. It's going to be Johanna. So, Cassia's up. Gazlo is up. And Gazlo is picked. Arrow snaps that up for Ghost. Will the Cassia come out on the side of I Must Feed? We will see. We will see. I wait with bated breath. It will be Tassadar and Rhaegar. So they take the Rhaegar this time. Lulu picks it up, snatches it from Andrew. Tassadar, also very good wave clear mage. Very good wave clear mage. The modern wave clear mage. The refined. And that's Lister on the Tassadar. I mean, these people could swap, but generally speaking, we've got Orphea coming out from Dub C. And Taco's back on that Mei. So now, second round of bans coming out. And what it's looking like so far, alright, imagine a scenario in which Gazlo lands a big old bomb, Orphea throws an Eternal Feast down, and then Mei throws a Blizzard on top of all that. That is a lot. It can also be set up by an Avalanche into an Eternal Feast, so got to keep that in mind. Now, a ban comes out on Ana from the side of I Must Feed. They don't want to see a nano boosted Orphea. I really don't either, you know. I like that ban. And Raynor, just good old solid Raynor. I will support a Raynor ban 100% of the time. Every time. Every game Raynor is banned is a good game. So, let's see how they're rounding out this comp. With the Tassadar Rhaegar, you can't really say too much what they're doing, except perhaps a Bloodlusted Archon, which would be pretty cool to see. So what's it going to be? A Nubarak and Junkrat. So I Must Feed is set to strike from range. Anubarak with those long double stuns, Junkrat being able to lob grenades from afar, Tassadar with that Q poke range being 100 tennis courts, there we go. Almost said football fields, then I tried to go tennis. Got a little tongue twisted. Rhaegar, you know, he's diving in. He's frontline. Leoric Stukov. So, Lulu took Andrew's Rhaegar. Andrew took Lulu's Stukov. Perhaps that was purposeful. It's a good counter engage, though, and you layer a Stukov Silence on top of that Wombo like we were talking about before. Yeah. And then Leoric is just another way to set it up in the first place with the cage. And we've got a Diva coming out as the last pick of the draft for I Must Feed. And, you know, if you see ReGen Ghost going for the big blow-up, the big Wombo, it is nice, A, having a second life, and B, being able to throw and nuclear bomb into the middle of it and saying, all right, well, if y'all are going to stand here, you're going to take a lot of damage. It's a good zone. Good zone. We'll see how it plays out. See how it plays out. I feel like this is going to be a big game of cat and mouse. You know, it seems like ReGen Ghost Comp is going to want to run in a big old blob with all of their cooldowns ready to rip, ready to just ready to catch a big clump of I Must Feed. But I Must Feed is going to be trying to spread out, control the map, and with the Anubarak Tassadar Junkrat, if somebody is out of position, somebody isn't in the death ball on the side of Ghost, they pick that person off. Alright, alright. I did look up. Oh, well, you see that didn't work. How do I clear this? Shift E. I remembered that one. Alright. So we got talents. We got Mongoose playing Leoric on the side of ReGen Ghost. We got Andrew on the Stukov, Taco on May once more. Dub C playing Orphea, and Arrow in the off lane playing Gazlo. On the side of I Must Feed, we've got Lulu on the Rhaegar. We've got Listerfiend playing the Tassadar. We've got Kangle now on the Junkrat. Sudden Bears, that's a funny name, on the Diva. And Bagully on Anubarak. Alright, so the opening scrum in mid about to go down. Let's see if anything exciting happens. Okay, we got some poke coming out from Junkrat, you know, to be expected. Boops that Leoric across. Ooh, May taking a little bit of poke there. She tries to get a Blizzard out. Mostly hits the wave, that's fine. Diva doing a run through. Stuns coming out on the back line on the Andrew from a Bagully on a Anubarak. Takes a chunk of damage for it. This is a 5v4. Gazlo's getting XP in bot lane, and Sudden Bears appear in the lane. Bears appear suddenly in the lane? That's what it should have said. Alright, we got a rotation coming up on I Must Feed. You know, and I'm assuming both teams want to settle into a nice 4-4, clear, collect gems, clear, collect gems. That's got to be what you pick the Leoric up for, in addition to the Wombo potential. So teams sort of rotating around each other, wanting to pick everything up. Now, Bagully's a little, you know, isolated here, but Anubarak's got his E. Junkrat's got his W. Those guys can step up if they want. They can do stuff like that. They can. Alright, we got a little poke coming out. A little bit of harassment. Stuns coming out into the Orphea. Ooh. Orphea being able to jump the wall with her Q was not something I thought about. So that's a bit rough of an interaction between Orphea and Tass. But, you know, this is just collecting. This is just collecting. In the meantime, Lulu's down here sneaking the bot lane camp. And we've got Diva just hashing it out with old Gazlo. I'm not sure if he knows or not. He knows now. Meanwhile, in the 4v3, now that they know this is happening, perhaps they'll try to engage, but it's a little hard to do. A lot of ReGen Ghost's engage is not here until 10. It's very ult-based. Anubarak being able to get away with just a burrow charge. A little bit of zoning. Blizzard laid down by Taco. Diva turning in the bot lane. Gazlo looks like perhaps he's already turned 6. And we've got a rotation down onto the Diva, who just speeds away. Really probably just trying to provide some support so that Gazlo can get those Siege Giants cleared. Now, they're split here. This is stuns coming out onto Mongoose, who is Leoric. And perhaps he'll get away, but Diva joining in is going to be the final punch, and that leap from Rhaegar secures the kill. Uh-oh. Dub C getting a little aggressive, gets booped in by the Junkrat. It was looking good till that happened. And that's a 2 for none. These Siege Giants still getting cleared down here. Leoric reses right back in lane. You know, not a lot of downtime for that guy, but it's the experience, you know. A little bit of a lead now. A little bit of a lead. Getting another 6 in. The gem count is 27-29. Well, 27-35 now. And both teams right at about what they need. I Must Feed has it. 2 more gems, and there they are. And now ReGen Ghost has it. Camp gets picked up by the Rhaegar. And I believe he had some help. Maybe the Tassadar, maybe the Junkrat. Junkrat trying to get his 11 in. He will. So 4 more is all that's necessary now for the side of I Must Feed. And Gazlo needs to get his gems in for Ghost to turn. And he's getting jumped right now. Getting zoned out. They're not going to let him do that unless he gets support. But May's got to zone out Lister Fiend up here, because if Lister Fiend gets the turn in, well, then that's first objective over. So I know I'm being a bit jumpy with the camera, but people are all over the place. So Taco's up here stalling. You got Rhaegar kind of exposed in the middle, going to run back. Kingle coming up to poke. You got a 2v1 in bot. Perhaps Arrow can get it in now, but D.Va, you know, is just... It's hard to bring her down. If she wants to come in and harass, she can. You can't do much about it. Andrew trying to zone the Kingle. Junkrat has great poke. Trying to bounce a bomb off, but Arrow gets the turn. Andrew, though, ended up in a bad spot while zoning that Junkrat. And he'll go down for it. So, first objective over to Ghost at the cost of a life. And damage coming back out onto the Leoric, but he'll be fine. Just Wraith walks away. Meanwhile, 2v1 rotation coming out onto the Tassadar. Ooh, the boot back into the stun does connect, and that's the execution you needed to secure that kill. Kingle able to come up, pick up those gems. But now, it's a 5v4 in the other direction, and there's still a Spider in mid, Spider in top, Spider in bot. Looks like most of the action's in mid lane. Rhaegar's clear in top. A little bit of a boop onto under tower. And, you know, that was yet another reason to pick up the Leoric, is you're kind of Junkrat-proof, in a way. And they'll take front wall. May has rotated up. I guess probably getting soak. It looks like ReGen Ghost is going to let that be enough. How'd it do in bot? Nearly took half the wall. And in top, took the gate. So not a ton of value, but considering you were down a player coming in, not the worst either. Picked up a kill. ReGen Ghost is behind about half a level, though, so there's going to be a good window here where tins are in favor. Tried to get that Gazlo there, but he was able to get out before the CCs connected. So tins here. So what are they going to do with it? Certainly they're going to try and turn. Certainly they ought to be able to get it off. But if you just sit here and let them poke without punishing, but no. D.Va gets it off. Leoric was in top. You couldn't take a 4v5 down 10. So, this will be first objective coming out now on the side of I Must Feed. And everybody's all over the map again. Leoric's a bit exposed, but he's going to Wraith walk away. Got a Nubarak, Junkrat roaming. Settling in middle. D.Va's coming up to join. Leaving Junkrat alone in bot lane. Tassadar's alone in top lane. Leoric is here. Big ice wall comes out. Stasis is 2. Try to get some damage out on the D.Va in the meantime. And here is the combo. Connects onto the Junkrat. That's a death for sure. Cocooned is Stukov. Mongoose deep in it, trying to deal more damage. Stukov getting stunned, getting booped, but has wall to fall back to. Big silence comes out. My God. 3 people under front wall. You don't want that, and that's going to be a counter kill. And a third kill to follow it up. So now that's 3 for none. However, you do have spiders pushing in top. You had all your players in middle, and objective, you know, it's going to do work. I don't think it's going to get this for it, but it got more than first objective did on the side of ReGen. So, all in all. Now the problem in the longevity of the game is you have thrown your experience lead about by half a level, and turn is available to Ghost and not to you. And that's a precious commodity, especially on this map is gems. So Ghost, I'm assuming, trying to zone and get turned in here. Junkrat knows it's happening. Will that connect? Not quite. Taco gets the 16 in. Stukov in a bad place, gets the swipe out of the way, gets himself out of there. Now you've got combo coming in, Arrow, but the counter comes out. Would have saved him if he didn't have an Eternal Feast on top of his head. Tassadar is going to go down. Here comes the Gravo Bomb. Anubarak able to burrow away from that. Rhaegar has been picking up a Bruiser Camp in the meantime. Sudden Bear's getting the 10 in, knowing that he can for now. No reason to sit on him if you don't have to. To get him in, he did. And so second objective now in this seesaw of a game, coming out for ReGen Ghost. In mid, though, you've got nice spell armor if you can fight under it. Pick the fight there, perhaps. But it looks like the focus is in top lane. We've got D.Va sitting middle. And here comes Ghost to clear it ahead of time. But I guess that gives I Must Feed free clear in top lane. I don't think you're going to see a counter engage by Ghost into top. Maybe you do. Maybe you do. They're looking for it now. Will it happen in Tomb? Catches two with the wall under it. Lulu nowhere to go. Has the Ancestral, though. Big damage coming out from Orpheus, but the counter engage on the Tassadar nearly takes her down. Gravo Bomb just misses. But Tassadar ended up in a bad place after all. And he will go down. A 4v5 there. Now you've got the Ice Wall out on here. Is Junkrat going to be able to good unstoppable by Lulu there? Gets Kingle away scot-free. But this fort's going down for certain. Meanwhile, D.Va's cleaned up bot, so bot fort will live. There's big pressure in mid, though. And I'm assuming D.Va's going to clean that up. While Ghost 5-man sieges top wall. Or keep wall. Top keep wall. Stukov, silence, zoning. Tassadar is back up now. D.Va on the flank. Perhaps looking for something. The Stukov's a little out, looking for Taco. It's going to be able to slide to safety. And there's still minions here. There's still gems here. There's experience here. But a fight's a brewing. You got 45 on the side of ReGen, and obviously you don't want to let that 45 go. You'd like to contest it, but you also need to recover and collect the gems yourself. Now, you've got 27, 39 just between your two beefy boys. And some got in from D.Va. The big 27 pop from Anubarak does not. He's going to try again. Oh, Ice Wall out onto him. Zones the car bomb. And you've got a big clump of ReGen here. They all get pushed away. Ooh, that hurts to see. That was going to be a big connection from Tass. Taco using his unstoppable, his trait to the fullest extent. Leoric gets webbed. Are we going to see a counter engage? They're getting Leoric out. Anubarak goes back in, doesn't have his follow-up CC. D.Va coming in behind it. Gazlo's pushed up high. Leoric getting low. Wraith walks out. And perhaps now Anubarak can get his 27 in as Ghost goes back to tap. Nice zone by Kingle there. Okay, and you've got good harass. Taco's low, hit a trap, he's silenced, he's going to go down. And that takes down D.Va Mech, and when D.Va Mech blew up, it body blocked Rhaegar inside the Eternal Feast, and that's going to be a trade, 1-for-1 now. And despite that big 27 coming in from Anub, it wasn't enough. They still need 6 more to get this turn in. Another boop by the Junkrat, but they need to be careful here. This is a 4v2. Oh no, and this, ooh, that was so close. The E missed over the wall by Bagully, but the cage just didn't quite catch him. Just, it was one of those 50-50, which wall will he land on, and it jerked him right. Kingle able to sneak, turn top amidst all that chaos, and everybody who died is resurrected. So it's a 5v5, however, you are down 16. Here, I'll let you all through. Oh, Jesus. Well, shouldn't have messed with the hotkeys. Tried to show y'all talents again, messed everything up. Now we have no board at all. Guess that's how we're doing this now. Gotta love it. Alright, so I have no mini-map. This is fantastic. Why is that just giving me photos? That's interesting. Oh, there's a mini-map. Alright, that's something. We can work with this. Alright, so we've got big push in top lane. Looks like we're going to have the team members of I Must Feed get out of there. Ice Wall comes out, doesn't connect onto anything. Does tab work? Tab does work. Okay. So there you have it. If you want to screenshot that, there you go. There's talents. In the meantime, you got big pressure in bot, so we're getting good recovery here. We're getting good recovery. I wish I knew what XP was at, but I can't see that now. And I would assume 16 is oh wait, I can check talents. Hey, there's 16. Okay. So this is a 4v5 right now. I Must Feed could try to make something happen. They see Gazlo in bot lane. They know they're trying to clean something up. And he's just going to run it in, blow up a wave, get some damage. You got D.Va in top, collecting things, perhaps trying to get even closer in experience. All camps are up. Objective phase is over. Gosh, I can't even see turns. Ugh. I could hold control and click a few more buttons, but it might get worse. All right, big jump. Oh, is Mongoose going to be able to get out with that Wraith Walk? I think he just is. Not quite enough damage, but he was certainly caught out there. In the meantime, though, Ghost is able to get that turn in. So, all the pressure's against him. They've got top wave pressure against him. Bot's not pushed out very well. Mid is pushed onto their fort. So, you know, I Must Feed not in a bad position to defend this. Now, granted, their only fort is in bot lane. I don't know if you want to go down there and clean that up first, or maybe give it. They'll have to kind of play reactively to see where Ghost is going. It looks like Ghost is giving them mid. So they'll take, oh, but a big ice wall. Oh, just catches the D.Va. Here comes the Wombo out. It's going to catch the D.Va. Ooh, but she's able to get her mech out directly onto a silence. She may die still. Orphea hunts her down. She does. Gazlo wrapped. Big poke came out on the Orphea, though. She's a bit low. Stukov gets her right back up there. That was a big stun, big disengage stun by Anubarak. And now you're on the back foot of I Must Feed, and you've got pressure in all your lanes. Lulu and Listerfiend down here trying to clean this up. Getting some good poke, taking a big chunk out of the wave. Slowing it down. Mid is cleared, top is low. So, you know, it's not crazy to think that you keep your keep here. 4v5. You should be okay. Oh, but that cage. Eternal Feast comes out. Junkrat able to boop himself away. Tass has no such ability. And Andrew getting low on the Stukov in the back. Gets his D key off, but Gully's low. Leoric booped under towers once again, but able to just Wraith Walk out. And that Wraith Walk has got great value here against the Junkrat. Taco now getting booped under. Anubarak trying to find some CC on him, but not. Ooh, big three-man stun. Counter engage. Junkrat boops him apart, but there's the Gravo Bomb out from Gazlo, putting big pressure onto Bagully, who's now completely zoned from his own team, getting hunted down by Leoric. But meantime, D.Va loses her mech, is able to dash away. So a lot of action here, and some death, but you have kept your keep. Ooh, and Bagully trying to come back in on this, looking real brave. Gonna die for it. I like the thought. Junkrat now jumping in perhaps a little too, and yes, that's going to be the cage and the silence. Everything else didn't have his W up, and that's going to be a death. So now it's 3v5. ReGen Ghost looking for boss. Taco sliding away. And, you know, if you're... You can't really poke at it. It's not possible. And you're down 20s. So you've got to get camps out. You've got to find experience wherever you can. You've got to recover. And let's see, what kind of gems do we got working with here? So that is not turn. That is not enough for turn. It's close, but it's not quite enough for turn. Boss is out now. They're getting gems in down here. I don't think they had nearly enough, but... So now you're going to have to stage a 5-man in defense, probably on core. Boss is going to be nice and healthy. Your team members are resurrecting. So you got 5 members of I Must Feed to defend this. 20's still not here. And there's Mongoose getting popped back in. Ice Wall comes out, catches the Anubarak. Ooh, but the E was already coming out, and so the silence doesn't matter. The E had already been cast, so he was unstoppable. Interesting. Because he was sliding in when he got Ice Walled. That's going to give them a cleanup on boss. Doesn't even take core damage. Meanwhile, they're turning everything they got. They may have it now. It looks like they... No, not quite. Not quite. So here comes the Bruiser camp. They know Bruiser's here. This is a great wombo potential for them. Everybody's standing on one spot. The Gravo Bomb comes out. It catches the Rhaegar. Rhaegar's not dead yet. Oh, he goes down. Webbed is Gazlo. Orphea goes down as well to a Junkrat. mine, popping her in a... Ooh, but a big 3-man silence. I don't know how he got pushed out, I guess by Stukov? Anubarak does go down, though. Tassadar goes down. Diva uses Mech Bomb. Trying to get out of there. That's good zone. Coming back through to it. Able to dash to safety. So a 1 for 3. A 1 for 3. A great silence in Tomb onto 3 members for like a second engage after the first. Good stagger there. So 4v2 on core. 2 Caddis. Oh, he can just do this again. All right. Does he have another? How many did he hit? You got 2 Caddis. This needs to die. You got to kill this. And they do. They do. Ghost pulling back. I would think surely they've got enough gems now. Alright, so 26 gems going in. Bruiser Camp tagged in the meantime to coincide. And that wasn't enough. Okay, so they've got to be so close. So close. Perhaps this 7 is... oh, Red snuck it. I had no idea how close they were. Well done by I Must Feed, buying themselves some much-needed time now. 20s are here. Well, you don't want to take this engagement under this camp if you don't have to. And you don't have to, so don't do it. You can go push bottom, but I guess you can't leave keep open because Ghost could just run straight through to core. I guess if you can keep them here, if you can poke this camp down, then your bot will get value. But they're leaving, so now you need to chase or take mid-fort perhaps, but you've got to do something. This is an opportunity here for I Must Feed. I wonder what health this is at. Yeah, it's already almost dead. So they are on it. And you've got the 2 big guys here, trying to perhaps delay it. Ice Wall catches 2. I mean, it's good stall. It's good stall. They don't quite get it. They don't quite get it. So I Must Feed now falling back. And like I said before, Ghost has got to have turn. They were going for it right when that went in. So it's going to be a fight now, just neutral here in middle. Well, they see Gaz trying to sneak it. Diva sniffs that one out. Leoric's just a wave clearing. It's a lot of posturing and poking. And you've got good push in bot for I Must Feed. It's not terrible in top. You've got time here. You've got time to work with, which they didn't have a ton of last game, so that's nice. Ooh, good pull. Good bait by Bagully. Way to get a big cooldown out. So now you've got a window of opportunity to counter-engage. And Mongoose getting pushed back again, but Wraith walking right through the wall, but follow-up stuns, perhaps? Just 1, not 2. Just 1, not 2. So, if you're Ghost now, you're going to peel back, lick your wounds, clear base a bit. This doesn't matter. Just, just wait for your Leoric's cooldown to come back up. It's too big. That silence is too big to not fight without. Because, I mean, this game goes either way now. You get a 5-man wipe on the side of I Must Feed, easily take top keep. But now they're not protecting turn, and there it goes. I think perhaps they thought they were sneaking boss, or they were going to sneak boss. I'm not sure. I'm not sure there. Because Ghost did pull back over into this area, so maybe they thought they had rotated around and went boss. In any case, this is going to be a hard defense now. You do have good wave pressure in bottom, but without Katas, that's just this is just going to stall out and turn into a huge minion ball. You want to clear top because you've got no keep here. And of course, since you have no keep here, perhaps your ReGen Ghost would like to hop on you up here. But, I Must Feed, falling back inside the lines of their own keep. Bagully thinking he might get Cage there. Does the wise thing. He's out. Junkrat coming in, harassing with his bomb here. And Tassadar able to poke this thing down quite quickly. And Begully does eat the Entomb there, but that's okay. That's okay. Diva now in a bad spot. Not great for her. Begully trying to save her. Ancestral comes out on her. Big four-man, Gravo Bomb, but there just wasn't enough follow-up. And they're getting split. They're losing this sustained fight. No one has died on the side of I Must Feed, and the sustained fight goes in their favor. Stukov getting that big heal out, though, and they've lost all keeps, so now they're just besieged. They've got to make something happen. Stun comes out on the Andrew. Another stun on the Dubsy. Begully's out of cooldown. Zoned out of core. That's interesting. This is a bad spot. Clinch tries to make it right. Huge Gravo Bomb comes down. Picks up 3 kills. They get the Mongoose finally, but that's going to be too little too late. Too much pressure. Too many Katas. They're claiming some kills for their trouble, but game 2 in favor. ReGen Ghost. Perhaps we'll get stats this time. I won't even tab out. We'll just see. We're going to stick with it. Hey, we've got him. We've got him. So Junkrat, by far with the most hero damage in the game. I mean, he's putting out poke constantly, and those rip tires going off over and over and over really racked him up. Tassadar dealing tons of poke damage as well. You know, Diva getting in poke damage. And you see, despite the kills being 18-7, that all of ReGen's damage is much lower, really, than I Must Feed's. But due to the nature of their comp, all their damage comes out at once, all at the same time. And ultimately, their ability to execute on those wombos is what won them the game. And, you know, with that, that's the series. That's the series. It's going to be